So Sai also joining. Just 1 minute. Okay, guys. So we started. So what we were discussing, bitwise operators, right? How the bitwise operators will work. So the value, instead of performing the operation on the decimal values, internally it will perform the operation on this bit sequences. If it is 10, like from how should we read the bit sequences? Actually, the bit sequences would be how that would be like a int is 4 bytes size, right? 4 bytes size means 32 bits will be there. 32 bits will be there. So from the right side, the value will be placed from right side to left side, all these bits, right? So before this, three ones, all bits will be zeros, and if it is 10, like from here 0 1 0 1, and before this, after this one, on the left side to this one, what do we will be, all bits will be having zeros, right? Like this. So it is 4 bits value, so remaining 28 bits will be having zeros. Again, in 28 bits, when we are storing the positive value, it will be the leftmost bit will be reserved for magnetic, means sign, either plus or minus, to, and remaining 27 bits will be filled with zeros, right? So when it is positive value, only 31 bits will be taken into consideration, and the leftmost bit will be for symbol, means a sign, whether it is a positive value or a negative value, and remaining 31 bits will be filled with this values, ones and zeros, from right to left side, and all these are specified, all these are stored uh, from right side to left side, after storing the magnitude, the value of the uh, variable. Remaining all bits will be filled with the zeros, right? So this is the basic that we require to remember, but of course this much of depth discussion or depth thinking is not required for us when we are working on real-time applications, because we work very rare uh, on we work very rarely on uh, binary operators or bit sequences of the values. So and means what? And will perform addition of these bit sequences. So what will be the result here? We can say from left to right we should come right. So 1 0 1 and 0 is, oh, Sorry. Screen share out. Okay. Now you can see the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here, in this example, we have 7. 7 we can represent as 4 bits value like 1, 1, 1, 1, and the leftmost one is 0. And 10 we can represent as 0, 1, 0, 1. Means right to left, we are uh, providing the bits, right? So it will come like this. But we cannot read it as like 1010. We should say it as 0101, and we need to write it from right to left direction. Bits always we need to write from right to left direction, not in general left to right we are writing, but it is not the case. It should be from right to left. It should go. And for 7, how many bits we require? Only 3 bits. Um, like 3 ones we need to store, and the remaining bits we can store all this left side bits we can fill with the zeros. So how many bits could be there in how many zeros we can place here? We can place 3 after 3 bits are occupying ones, right? After 3 bits occupying ones, remaining how many bits will be there in int data type variable? Int data type takes how many bytes of size? How many bytes of memory? 4 bytes, right? When it is 4 bytes, total how many bits? 32 bits. It should be displayed like, means it will be, sorry, it is stored as like this: 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, and then 2 power 3, everything into. So when we are multiplying with 0, anything with 0 is always 0. So whether you write here or not, there won't be uh, any difference. Now here, multiply with the 2 power 0 plus multiply with the 2 power 1, multiply with the 2 power 2, multiply with the 2 power 3, and add everything. So we get 10 here. And to represent it in 4 bytes format, 32 bits we should require to put here. 32 bit means already 4 bits have the value. Remaining 28 bits on the left side should will be represented as zeros in the machine, right? But anyhow, left side zeros, we don't have any value in binary system, so you can ignore that. Okay guys, now if we perform and operation here, what will be the result? 1 and 0. Here what will come? 1 and 0 is 1. 1 or 0? 1 only, right? And 1 and 1?
1 and 1, 1.
Okay, 1 and 1 is 1, and 1 and 0? 0, right? Yeah, I forgot, guys. It's a very long time, right? This binary operations I have forgot. So help me. So 1 and 0 again, 0 and 1 and 0, 0. So 0, 0, 1, 0 means it should be 2. The result will be what? 2, right? Let us check whether we have done correct or not. I think it should be correct, right? Because Sai has told. Okay, let's write a simple program, bitwise operators demo. class bitwise operators demo. First, let us save this program. .java. Save it. Now here inside this, what we require? Public static void main string now int x equals to 7, int y equals to 10, then int result equals to, how can we apply bitwise operator? 7 and 10, like this you can write. Now, let's print that. System dot out dot println result. Seven and 10. Let's run this and check how output will come. So first, what we should do here? Tell me. Yeah, guys, what should we do? Yeah, very good. Set path. Yeah. So the command that we need to write here is set path. And what we should write? See. To where we need to set the path? Java compiler. Where do we have the Java compiler in our machine?
Java.
Java? In which folder? We should remember, guys. ఇప్పటికీ గుర్తుపెట్టేసుకోవాలి. 1 week అయింది కదా, 5 classes అయిపోయాయి, 5-6 classes. See, program files. Yeah, guys, come on. After that, in program files, what do we have?
Java.
Java. In Java, JDK. In Java, JDK. Inside JDK, we have bin. Why I'm giving this daily is, you should remember where do we have actual Java compiler, and a dot semicolon again. If I put, what happens? It concatenates the existing path to this same path. Next, after this, what should we do?
Locate the where we saved the file.
Yeah, very good. So in E drive I have, so first switch the drive to E drive. Now navigate to our folder. So for navigating in command prompt, what is the command that we need to use? CD. CD online training OFS core Java
082082021.
JB 082021. Right. Now, how do we need to compile? What is the command?
Java C.
Very good. Java C.
Bitwise operators demo.java.
No, bitwise operators demo.java. Enter. It's compiled. Now What should we
Java.
do? Java
Operators demo.
bitwise operators demo without any extensions. Only in the code, what is the class name we have given? That only we should. 7 and 10 is 2. Yeah, you are right. So this is the same result we got here also, right? 1 0 is 0 only, 1 1 only is the 1, and means both should be true, then only true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I am recollecting. These are truth table values, right? Bitwise operators things. Okay. Now, if I write or, then either one is true, result will be true. So 1 is true. So 1 0 is 1. 1 1 is also 1. 1 0 again 1. 1 0 0 1 again 1. If both are zeros, then only we'll get false. 0, right? So here, what would be the value? 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3. So it will be 50, right? 8 plus 7 plus, sorry, 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. So now let us modify our code and see. Seven or bitwise or. In the similar way, we can put experiment all these other operators also. Exclusive or negation, bitwise left shift, bitwise right shift, and bitwise right shift with zero fill, like this.
Third symbol into the right side, right most.
This one,
Yeah.
it is it moves the bits towards right and fills all other remaining bits with 0 on the left side.
Same other operator left side codes.
Yeah. So similarly, let's apply all these operators and observe the outputs. But I can't go for each and every operator calculation here. Why? Because it is a difficult job for me, guys, dealing with the bits. That's not my core expertise. So 7 exclusive or. So exclusive or means what? When it will be, I think it will give 0 or 15. Let us see. And then negation, it will be complementing. This and it moves. How many bits we wanted to move? 2 bits we wanted to move right side. And here negation 10. Actually, single operator should work here. It is negating, right? Complementing. So whatever are there, it will be complementing all the bits. It is 2 bits I want to move in the similar way. I want to move 2 bits left side. Now let's compile and run. What will happen? Java C bitwise operators demo, Java bitwise operators demo. See, 2 bits, it is moving towards right. Negating means each bit in 10 will be negated. So it will get minus 11. And negated means complemented. If it is 0, it will be replaced as 1. If it is 1, it will be replaced as 0. Right. So here it is 0, 1, 0, 1 means it will be when we are negating it, it will come, the bit sequence will come how? It will be in place of 0, what will be the value? 1. And in place of 1, what is the value? 0. And next, in place of 0, again we get 1. In place of 0, we get in place of 1, we get 0. Like this till 30, till 31 bytes it will go and it will negate everything, right? So like this it goes, and it is performing. So that calculations, bit calculations, you do yourself, guys. And then it is moving 2 bytes, means 2 bits towards right, and here it is moving 2 bits towards left, and performing the calculations like this. It is going. Okay, now this is about bitwise operators, and don't focus much on this topic and don't get confused. If you are working on electronics and embedded software developments, then it might be required. Why? Because there are limited memory resources, and you may require to perform several bitwise operators to save the memory and improve the performance. But we don't require to do that in our regular business applications or game development applications. Okay. Next, logical operators. So what are the logical operators? Yeah, bitwise operators. Is it clear, right, guys? What we need to focus up to what extent and what is the scope we need to think about bitwise operators?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. Now, logical operators. One minute, guys. Yeah, hello. Okay, next, logical operators. What are the logical operators? How we can define? These are also used in Oh, actually, what are the logical operators that we have? We have logical and, logical or, and not operator. Logical not operator. So logical and logical or and not operator will take two Boolean operands on both sides. Sorry, two uh, operands on both sides, and will return a Boolean result, either true or false. Both sides can be a value. So what we can say, these operators are used to check a condition and will return and return a Boolean value as a result. So these logical operators also we generally use in conditions statements of our programs. We use these are in condition statements in our programs. Example, how we can write like let us say int x equals to 23, int y equals to 25. Then you can use, how you can write x, sorry, x is greater than 20 and x is less than y. Like this you can write. And when you are writing this kind of algebraic expressions, try to keep within proper parentheses. It will give you clear reading of your code. So without parentheses also you can write, but it will be difficult when you are analyzing your code. So try to write proper parentheses, brackets, just like in your mathematics, how you are writing with the clear brackets. You try to write here also in the similar way. It will give you clear uh, readability of your code. Is it clear, guys? Like this we should write. So this will return what, x is greater than 20 or not. This also returns true or false only, right? True and x is less than y. Y value is 25. This is also true. So true and true will return what? True, right? In the similar way, x is greater than 20 or x is less than y. Here also it will return true. Or even if we say x is greater than y, anyhow x is greater than y is false. X is 23, y is 25. But x is greater than 20, it is true. So true or false, always return true, right? Like this. So like this we can write conditions to Boolean expressions to check conditions using logical operators. And if I write the same thing with not here, with the not here, then what happens? Not x is greater than 20 and x is less than y. So here true and true will return you true, but we are complementing it, not we are using, right? So it will return you false. Like this we can make use of these logical operators. So let us write a program on logical operators. Class logical operators demo. Save the program. Logical operators demo.java. Now public static void main string. Yes. Now here, let's copy these statements. So here what you can write, system.out. println open and close. So in the similar way for the other statements also you put. Now compile and run the application. Java C logical operators demo.java. So it is giving error, right? So if you do any errors in your program, it clearly says that what are the errors, where is the error. It is not able to identify what is X. Inside double quotes, whatever you write, it doesn't check for that. It will be treated as plain text and it will print it as it is. That's why there is no error. But when you are using X directly, it is trying to find that X as a variable in the program and it is not available. So it is saying it is error. See here clearly it is saying symbol variable X location in a logical operators demo class on line number 4. I am trying to access X, but I am not able to find. Like this it is saying. So what we should do? We need to declare these two variables, also declare and initialize these two variables. Right now, only just I have analyzed only first variable, first error, and try to fix that error. So and there may be 100 errors in your program. Don't worry, but always focus on the topmost error, the first error in the list, and try to fix it. That will solve all other subsequent errors in the list. Okay. So everything has been fixed, right? Now run the application. Java logical operators demo. So X is greater than 20 and X is less than Y. True. X is greater than 20 and oh, it should be R. X is greater than 20. Not. Okay. Save it. So here to clear all these logs, we can say CLS in Windows. Clear the screen. Now Java C logical operators demo.java and Java logical demo. So like this we can get not X is greater than 20 and X is less than Y. It is false. X is greater than 20 or X is less than Y. True. Why? Because X is greater than 20, it is a true, right? True and false is true only because logical OR operator we are using. So in this way, we can deal with logical operators and which are taking two Boolean values as operands on both sides and will return some result, Boolean result. Clear, guys? What are logical operators? Next, assignment operators. So assignment operators are used to these operators are used to store some value or values into left side operands, or even we can say not some value, more specifically you can say right side operand values into left side operands. So always the assignment operators are used to store the right side operand value into left side. So left side operands. So example how we can write. Actually, what are the assignment operators that we have? The regular assignment operator that we are using so far is equal to. Single equal to is assignment operator. Double equals to is relational operator. And single equal to and plus equals to minus equals to and multiplication equals to by equals to and even modulo equals to we have. So this and of course bitwise assignment operators also there like bitwise equal to and all, but I'm not going all those things. Why? Because bitwise operators not so simple and not so useful also in regular programming. So I am ignoring it. If you are interested, you can go through on bitwise operators more in depth as per your interest by your own. But at this stage, don't go for bitwise operators. It will that will confuse you. So it's better not to go much depth in bitwise operators. Now, example how we can write example. Let us say int x equals to 25 or int x is there and int y is there. Now what I can do, x equals to 24. That means what? The right side operand value, right side operand is what here? A literal 24. This literal 24 is stored into the variable x, left side operand, left side operand location. Or always here what you need to remember, right side can be a literal or a value, and like this also you can write y equals to x, you can write like this also. So right side can be a literal or a value or constant, anything can be there on the right side. This value is going to be stored on left side operand. Left side operand for this assignment operator always should be a variable. A variable means a memory location reference. Why? Because to store a value in our machine, we need to have some memory, right? So how do we represent the memory in our programs? Through variable names, right? So always left side should be a variable name or a variable. Left side operand for assignment operator always should be a variable. Right side it can be a constant or a literal or a variable, anything on right side. So the important note that you need to remember here is the left side operand of an assign for every assignment operator. Assignment operator should be always a variable. It cannot be other than a variable. It cannot be a class name or function name or a constant or literal. You cannot write like this. 46 equals to x. Like this you cannot write. Always it is wrong. It gives compilation error. Right side operand the right side operand of an of assignment operators can be a literal. Literal means direct value, what we are typing like 23, 46, 89, all these things. A constant. Constant means we have stored some value into a variable as the fixed value, and that variable name we use. That is constant. About constants we'll learn later. And even a variable. Any other variable value we can store into another variable. So as the right side operand of assignment operators can be constants, literals or variables, but left side operand always should be a variable only. So now let us write a simple program on assignment operators. Class assignment operators demo. Inside this public static void main string RGS. So this square brackets you can place with the string or you can place with ARGS, anywhere you can place, but you cannot write like this. Before you cannot keep. You can, like this, you cannot write. It will be error. You can place this square brackets after the data type or after the name, either place, but not on the both places or before the data types. Here also you cannot place. Now take the operators. So now if I save this program and try to compile this program, what do I get? You see, I get lots of compilation error here. It will say Java C assignment operators demo. So what it is saying, error unexpected type, required variable but found value. So value cannot be there on the left side of an assignment operator. So always the left side operand of an assignment operator should be a variable. It cannot be a value. Okay. So next, other assignment operators, what do we have? So we can comment it, other assignment operators. So we can experiment system.out.println x plus equals to 4, or y also we can write, but let's take a small value so that it will be easy to observe the behavior. X plus equals to 4. What it will do? It will add the, generally if it is simply x equal to 4, the value 4 will be directly placed into x directly. But in case if we are writing and x, it will print 4. No, if it is x equal to 4. But if I write x plus equal to 4, what is the value presented already in x? It is 24, right? So 24 plus 4, 28. That will be assigned back to x. Like that it will go. In the similar way, we can go x minus equal to 4 and x into equals to 4, multiplication assignment. So here x minus equal to 4 means 20 we get here, and x into equal to 4 means 96 we get here, and x by 4, x by equal to 4 means what do we get here? 6 we get, right? And then x modulo 4 if we use, then we get 0 here. Why? Because reminder. 24 by 4 reminder is 0, right? So we get like this. So let's compile the program and run the program. How to run Java assignment operators demo. So like this we get. So this is about assignment operators that and all we have in our Java language. Okay, guys. So today we pause here. We pause here today, and tomorrow we'll continue with other operators that are supported in Java language, miscellaneous operators. What are that? Like concatenation operators that already we have discussed under miscellaneous operators again, we can say like plus is one operator, which is nothing but concatenation operator. And then we have like question mark colon. We call this as conditional operator or ternary operator. Operator or ternary operator, and we have instance of, we have another operator, instance of. Instance of operator, we have dot operator, we have dot is member access operator, member access operator we have, and other couple of operators we have over the time when we are writing our programs. Means tomorrow we'll discuss all this miscellaneous operators, how do we make use of these operators in our applications. Okay, so we pause here today and let's continue tomorrow, guys. Okay, guys. So in today's session, do you have any doubts yet? Hello.
No, sir.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, Purnima, Ambika, Raghu. I think Sai has left.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's clear, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, guys, bye.